everyone. So, attempt number 2. Turns out I've just been chatting away for the last 2 or 3 minutes and doing a performance of Russell Radio as usual and everything, and wondering why none of you were replying, but assuming kind of you were all sort of chilling, no one was necessarily paying attention to the stream. And then it turned out that after a while, I realised that I wasn't actually broadcasting. I'd done that thing where the stream crashes, which we occasionally get. So I was just talking to myself. So apologies for the delay with that. I'm here now. And you missed some great performances. But, you know, what do you know? I most certainly did not get a haircut. But thank you, Cactus. No, I haven't had a haircut since lockdown started, and I'm in dire need of one. I'm beginning to go all sort of bouffant around the edges. But yeah. Yeah, well, I did wonder. I thought, gosh, this is the quietest start to a stream we've ever had. You know, I was thinking, I don't know whether everyone's just not quite in the mood for it or what, but I could see there were those of you in the chat. I could see there were people there, but you didn't know. Well, obviously, you didn't want to talk to me. Was the vibe I was getting? But no, you were actually here. You say that, Hawk, and that's a valid idea that some people do, but I don't think it would suit me. Oh, hello, Cactus. Of course, I've just twigged. I've just realised we haven't had you here for ages, and you're here now. What on earth has got you up at stupid o'clock at night in order to watch this? Yes, it is sunny. It is outrageously sunny. It is hot. It is hot out there. And that might be a problem, because I have to close my bedroom door to do this stream, you know, in order to filter out sounds of the house and to avoid the sounds of me playing throughout the house. But that means the air doesn't circulate nearly as well as it should do. So it might get a bit warm, and if it does, we might have to just live with having the door open. I don't know. Anyway, how are you all doing? Supernatural's great. I've still not caught up on like the last 5 seasons of it, but I watched it at least up to season 11. And I loved it. So, love Supernatural. It's great. Good for you. That's a very valid thing to be doing at 2 a.m. But I'm honoured to have drawn your attention away from Sam and Dean. Hey, Sam. We've got 100 demons, Sam. Oh no, Hawk. Absolute rookie error. What was the mod? Oh, that's nice, May. Yay for best friends. Ooh, Detective Lucien, ooh, Detective Lucien, ooh, Detective Lucien, he's on the case. Ooh, Detective Lucien, ooh, Detective Lucien, ooh, Detective Lucien's got a handsome face. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Well, I can't honestly say why, Cactus, I'm afraid. But good. Right, that's all set up. Let's boot up the old CK, because today we are working on Lucien. Specifically, I'm going to be working on rattling off a couple of quick patches for Creation Club stuff, basically, because I can turn that around really quickly, and I really want to release something, and it's what I fancy doing. And since it's what I want to make, it's what I'm going to make, because, you know, I do what I want, innit? I do what I want, you know? When both characters on the page are far too clever and well, she cannot know about stuff like the amulet and flesh magic. Yeah, I'm sure that's very tricky. But Nuna, you can handle it. You have the power. I got the power! Sorry, still setting things up. I won't be a tick. Possibly Saints and Seducers. The thing is that what I really wanted to do was fire one off quite quickly. You know, I was hoping I could sort of make one and release it sort of in the space of, well, not make one and release it, but make one and get it to testing in the duration of the stream, which I can do for some of the smaller ones. Whereas Saints and Seducers is a bit of a bigger job. That's something that would take multiple days, really. Righto, that's done that, that's done that. Here we are. Am I frozen, or is that... No, that's just the stream lag. Cool. Oh yeah, you've got to have Detective Lucien. You've got to work that into the story somehow if he's in detective mode. Right. So I'm just gonna do that. Gonna do that. Gonna do that. Sorry for the delay. Well, actually, I had some thoughts, Hawk, for some different ideas of ones that would be appropriate to do today, and I thought I might actually start with Plague of the Dead, because that will be a very quick one to do. And it's an old one, so quite a few people will have it. And also, it's one of those that doesn't conflict with Legacy of the Dragonborn, because I prefer to prioritise the ones that don't conflict with Legacy. Hello, Tharn and Morrigan, welcome to the stream! Yes, randomly bleeding is usually a cause for concern. I hope you stop soon. Right. That's all set. So, alors, je vais changer-vous to the stream camera. Screen. Where's my screen? Screen with camera. There we go. Infinite Josephs. It's the crisis on Infinite Josephs. Here we are. Where have I put the chat? It's probably an okay position for the chat. So, if I hop over to the CK now, here we are on the special edition CK. Ooh, 16 viewers. That doubled in the last minute or so. Yeah, it is really bright outside. Ooh, a thunderstorm. I love a good thunderstorm. Always very exciting. Oh, yay, Bits. Thank you very much. You're very kind. Oh, why is it not glinging? I should get the gling. It didn't gling. Well, that works. Have I got audio output capture working? Ooh, Detective Lucien. Yes, it is working because I made it go bling. Ta-da. Oh, well, you heard the gling. Oh, maybe my speakers hadn't properly booted up. Anyway, they're working now. Thank you so much for the bits, Cactus. You're very kind. Now, yes, so C to the K. Right, so what we're going to be doing then is we're going to be creating a new file with dependencies on both Lucien and Plague of the Dead. If we're going to do Plague of the Dead, are we going to do Plague of the Dead? I might do a little poll, actually. There's a choice of... no, I would like to start with Plague of the Dead, so no poll. Because I do what I want. So we're going to start with that, and then we'll see how far we get through it. So I need to start by boot. This is the way I like to do it: is to boot it up in SSE edit. Nuna and Cactus are in Doctor mode. That's good. You look after Old Hawk. So zombies. That's what we want, and we want Lucien. Where is he? There he is. There's our boy. Boot up with both of those. Oh, that's nice, Lesbo Llama. I'm delighted to be here hanging out and working with you. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I saw you followed 17 minutes ago. Which is very nice. Thanks for the modding, Valk. Right, you got there just before me. So what I want to do now is create a new file. Need to remember how I do that. Oh yeah, my method for that. I don't know whether this is the most efficient way to do these things, but it's how I like to do it in order to make an ESL. So new file, now we're gonna have to fiddle. It's always fiddly making an ESL. When you've got audio files, because you have to rename them and stuff. But hey, so we're going to call this Lucien Let me just check. What was my naming convention for the other Creation Club patches? It's been ages since I made one. Let's just have a wee look-see at what I named the others, because I like it to be consistent. Arcane Archer I called Lucien-Arcane Archer-patch. What about Saturalia? Yeah, Lucien Saturalia. So this one we'll call Lucien Plague of the Dead. Oh, bad luck, Hawk. However, scraping a scab off the top of your head is always a better situation than randomly bleeding without explanation. So that's good. Plague of the Dead patch. There we are. And we now have an ESL flagged ESP, which is good. That's what we want. And we want to add a master file dependency. Here we are, add masters, that was it. And we're going to add a dependency on Lucien. There we go. So we now have Plague of the Dead, which relies on Lucien and zombies, which is good. So I think that's all I need to do. Oh yeah, and then I need to delete this that I made in order to force the dependency. So that's gone. We now have an empty patch with dependencies on Plague of the Dead and on Lucien, which is good. So I'm going to save that. Possibly a little experiment I could do here. Yeah, right. Do I need to ESMify Lucien in order for this to work if I've manually added the masters here? That's a good question that no one's asked, but I'm asking myself because I'm learning here. And that's the way we do everything with Creation Kit, is just to try things out and see what happens. So I'm going to try it and see what happens. Let's try not ESMifying Lucien and see how the patch behaves. So we now want to load this new plugin that we just made, which is down here now. There we go. Activate that. Right, sorry. So all your mods are typically ESPs. Some of them are ESMs. ESM is a master file, and ESP is a plugin file. I guess it's Elder Scrolls Master, Elder Scrolls plugin. Maybe? I'm not really sure. But typically, if you make a patch to change an ESP, you normally need to flag the ESP as a master before you do it. Because if you do that, it means that your file will depend on the ESP and will allow you to change things in the ESP, but won't load if you don't have the ESP installed. And if you don't flag that as a master beforehand, then when you try and edit something in the mod that you're trying to patch, rather than actually edit it, it creates a new copy of the thing, which is not good, if that makes sense. And I'm not sure what happens when you do it my way, the way I just did by manually adding the masters through SSE Edit instead of trying to do it through the CK. And I'm curious as to whether this is going to break things now. Let's just find Lucien's record. Here we are, JR. Yeah, we'll take JR Lucien, and we are going to copy him. We're just make an edit to Lucien. Let's do it. Let's make an edit to him. Let's change his name. I know, blasphemy, right? But I'm the maker of Lucien, so I can do this. We're going to change his name to Jeff. Jeff Flavius. There we go. I've made a patch. This changes Lucien into Jeff. So I'm just going to open it up in SSE Edit now and see whether it actually worked or whether it messed everything up. Consider this an experiment. Lucien's secret twin brother, Jeff. I've created a whole fan theory here. Right, so yeah, that has depended on Lucien.esp. It's not created a new version of the actor, it's correctly got the dependency. So as far as I'm concerned, that works. So that's pretty great. I'm just going to close the CK. And we're going to reopen, delete the dependency now. Delete this change that we made. So we're starting out nice and clean. Save that. That's reverted. So now we can reboot up the CK. Close that. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien's gonna do it. Yeah. Bum 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 bum. Ha! Yes. Jeff is Bob's intern. Aha! Now this has sorted my load order. So I've got to try and find the patch somewhere else now. Right, we are looking for Lucien Plague of the Dead. Where's it put it? Where's it gone? Let me know if you spot before me. Here it is. Found it. Ah, created by Joseph Russell. Lucien Plague of the Dead patch version 1.0.0. Right, let's boot that up again. The chicks are very well, thank you. So the three of them, the three girls, are now used to being on their own. We've had pictures from the farm of the two boys who are running around happily on the grass, making friends with their new girls, which is nice for them. So yeah, they're all doing very well. They're bigger now. And they're happy. At least I think they're happy. They seem happy. Hard to know whether a chick's happy, really, but... Right, now we're booted up again so we can actually do this thing. So, first of all, we need UESP. What? It's fine. I agree. I agree to whatever you're telling me. Right, UESP, because that is absolutely vital for doing this sort of thing. We want Plague of the Dead. I'm going to have a look. So this is all the stuff that we've got in the Plague of the Dead Creation Club file. The one we're most interested in is the quest, The Rising Dead. So let's have a look at that to start with. What is that called? It's called this big, long, easy to remember thing. So if we just stick CC into there it is. There's the quest, The Rising Dead. Just boot that up, have a look. Have a wee peek. Of course, the code isn't loaded, but that's fine because we don't have a copy of the script, but we don't need a copy of the script. So we've got the 4 different stages of stuff, which is good. So we're going to create a new quest. JR Lucien CC Plague of the Dead. Doesn't need a name because this is a quest that the player's never going to see. Yes, exactly. Right, so we're creating that now. We're going to give it some stages to keep track of where Lucien is in the quest, of the comments that he's already said. So we're just going to give it 10, 20, and 100 to start with. We can fill more in as and when we need. There we go. That's created now. In order to manage the scripts for this, I'm going to go File, Preferences. Now, this needs to have an ID. The way I do this is with File Prefixes. And I start with the JR prefix, and in order to make sure my scripts between patches don't conflict, I give them an ID. Now, the thing is, I need to remember, I kept a list somewhere of this ID, and I can't remember where, so I'm just going to quickly pop you back to camera so I don't just show you everything on my computer while I search for this. So, what was it? Like, IDs? Might be Lucien name IDs. Yeah, there we go. Right, so this is going to be JR7. So this is called Lucien Plague of the Dead, and I'm going to give it the ID JR7. So let's just pop it back onto screen with camera so you can see what's going on. And we're just going to head back to the CK. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating a unique code that will appear at the front of every script I create. So every script file name will be called JR7 underscore JR Lucien CC Plague of the Dead or whatever. It'll be called, and it now has a unique ID. So what that means is if I accidentally give one of my scripts in this patch the same name as one of the scripts in another one of my patches, if I didn't have this unique code at the front of them, they would both have the same name, which means one would overwrite the other when you load it up in game. And that's caused me grief before and has resulted in bugs because you only have one version of the script, right? You're missing a script, basically, because you've overwritten it with one from another patch. So by using the Creation Kit's ID system, you can add this unique prefix. Each of my mods has a unique prefix. So the last patch was the Shadowrend one, which was JR6. So this is JR7, which means that this will not conflict. None of my scripts will conflict with other scripts from other patches, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. But there we go. Oh, Cactus has just shared a fan art with us, which I will just show you. Let's fire up Discord. Gotta show you this. That's just been sent in. If you don't mind me publicly outing you, Cactus. Loading, of course. Bear with. Bear with. Bear with. Bear with. Bear with. Okay, this is taking forever. Here we are. Right. Humble Half. Fan art. Look what Cactus just sent in. Here we are. Jeff Flavius. This is canon now. Here he is. I'll let you decide what his relationship to Lucien is. Wonderful. Thank you for sending that, Cactus. That's brightened my day. A bear's width is, I don't know, like 3 arbitrary distance units? Don't know. How big is a bear? Like that? I reckon that's about bear size. Bear width, like that? Yeah. And what's that? That's a length. That is a length. So I'll let you decide that. Right, so we're back in the thing and we're going to actually do this. So we are going to start with making Lucien comment when you start the quest. So we're going to create a stack of idle dialogue here. Which is JR Lucien Plague of the Dead. Idle. No, accidentally put a hashtag on the end there. Can't have that. Oh, no, I think the hashtag disappeared. It's not actually appeared there. So that's great. New. I'm just going to leave that blank for the moment and nip back into the quest data here and create a condition function, which means the only person who can talk in this quest, the only person who can say any of these lines, is our boy Lucien. The distant cousin no one wants to talk about. He admires his cousin Lucien so much that he even tries to look like him, though he can never can truly get it right. Secret twin hidden in the basement. Heck. That got dark. Right, what was I doing? Why did it close? Here we are. It does this sometimes, right? JR Lucien. There we go. Only Lucien may say these lines. Nobody else. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. So, how does this quest start? It starts, you receive an urgent anonymous letter. Now, this is placed into your inventory automatically by the Creation Club file. So, that happens as soon as you come out of Helgen, which is no good, because we can't have Lucien commenting on this literally as soon as you pick him up. And there are various patches which will delay the quest to mean that anonymous letter is given to you instead. So I'm going to start by commenting on stage 20, which is after you've read the anonymous letter. I'm going to say after you've read the letter. What is the Rising Dead quest? It's the quest that comes with the Plague of the Dead with the Plague of the Dead Creation Club file. Zombies and things happening. So I've received an anonymous letter. So we're going to do that. And what does the anonymous letter say? Someone please help. A group of necromancers are experimenting with conjuring zombies using ancient dangerous magic, which I fear will have unintended and irreversible consequences. I was expelled from their studies as their ambitions grew into folly against my warnings. They're performing a ritual to summon a large group of these foul, uncontrollable creatures as we speak in the southernmost area of Skyrim. Oh, they're summoning them as we speak in the southernmost area of Skyrim and must be stopped before it's too late. I misread that as like, as we say in the south. These foul, uncontrollable creatures, yeah. Don't know what that accent was. Aren't zombies in Beyond Skyrim Bruma? Yes, there are. There are zombies in Beyond Skyrim Bruma, and there is a great patch that I just discovered, which someone's done, which combines the zombies in Bruma with the zombies in the Creation Club so that they're one enemy, which is nice, I think. I like that sort of consistency. So this letter, let's just remind ourselves again. Necromancers conjuring foul, uncontrollable creatures? We can't have that. I think we ought to. Did it say where? In the southernmost area of Skyrim. Foul. We can't have that. I think we ought to go and take a look. I think we ought to go and take a look. We ought to go and take a look. Don't you? Necromancers conjuring foul, uncontrollable creatures? We can't have that. I think we ought to go and take a look, don't you? And I'm just going to leave his emotion as neutral. Right, now we need to set the condition for this. So the condition for this is get stage. CC. Zombie quest start encounter, I think we said this was. Yep. And if the stage is equal to 20... If the stage is equal to 20 and I'm going to add another condition back here to say that Lucien has actually been recruited. J.R. Lucien. No, actually, we're going to do get in faction. Get in faction. J.R. Lucien. J.R. Lucien. Oh, hang on. So the faction that we want is current follower faction. And we're talking about Lucien. So this will only play for actors who are called J.R. Lucien who are in the follower faction. So that makes sure that Lucien is actually recruited, which means he won't tell you this dialogue when he's not actually with you or when you've literally just met him. Okay, Cactus, have a lovely sleep. Thank you again for the bits. Another 50 bits, most lovely of you. Hope you sleep well. It is stupid late, so it was lovely to see you, however briefly. Right, so I've set that up. Night. And played, right, so we've done that. I think that's all we need. Oh, we also want to say that this isn't going to play if you are currently in Dead Man's Drink. Because that makes sure we at least wait until Lucien gets outside. After you recruit him. And that should, again, stop him immediately commenting literally the moment you've met him. Oh, no, not 9. That'll never trigger. There we go. So, it's J.R. Lucien, he's recruited, and you're not in Dead Man's Drink. That ought to be a good start. So now this one will play, and when this one plays, We're going to make it, it'll only be said once. It's going to be random, just in case we introduce some other idle dialogue. And we want it to, again, as a fail-safe, only play once every 24 hours, although it should still only play once. And now we're going to set a script here to say get owning quest dot set stage 10. And what that's going to do is set this quest stage to 10. Oh, that's cool, Hawk. That's my favourite CC patch as well. Oh, is it? I really liked Umbra. I really liked doing it. It was good fun. It's one of my favourite Creation Club quests. But I actually think I had more fun setting up the Saturalia patch, making Lucien sing Skyrimified versions of Christmas songs. I enjoyed that. So, when Lucien says this line, the quest stage is set to 10, and that will tell us that Lucien is aware that the quest has now started. Which will be useful to refer back to later on. And then as a third failsafe, we're going to say get stage. And this is JR Lucien CC Plague of the Dead. And we're going to say, ooh, we had a gling. What was the gling? What happened? Oh, Medusa Plays followed me. Thank you so much for following, Medusa. Lovely to have you on board. Right, so we're going to say this is only going to play if the stage of this quest is less than 10. So when the line has been said... yeah, Hawk. Yeah, so when the line has been said, this stage will be set to 10, which should mean it's no longer valid for the line to play. So we've got the say once, we've got the hours until reset, and we've got the get stage conditions, which should all prevent Lucien from spamming this line. So I'm pretty happy with that. We can move on to the next one. I'll record all of these at the end. So I'm going to copy and paste it. So the next line of idle dialogue, the next stage of the quest after you go to investigate the ritual site. So what happens then? You get to the ritual site and you have to fight the necromancer. I'm trying to remember, it's been ages since I've done this, but this is why it's useful to have UESP. So the ritual site's located down in the mountains. Helgen. Once you arrive, you'll find a group of zombies. Yes, there's zombies attacking. So, you've got to fight and kill them. So, that stage will progress only when Lucien has... Yeah, horde of zombies, necromancers are already dead. So, when you've defeated them, I'm assuming the stage is set when you arrive at the ritual site. When does the objective change from investigate the ritual site to read the necromancer's journal? I would guess when you arrive, that objective will complete. So you have to kill the zombies. So in theory, the next time that an idle line will play, if you're at this stage, is when the zombies are defeated and you're on stage 30. So if I set an idle line now to say get stage Plague of the Dead equals 30, and then get stage JR Lucien CC Plague of the Dead, I'm going to tweak this a bit. I'm going to skip ahead to stage 30 here. Get stage 30 because, and I will come up with the dialogue in a bit, for this bit, because I'm going to jump in and switch now to having a line for dialogue when this battle starts. So we're going to go with, to do this, I'm going to create a shared line of shared dialogue, of shared info that will start on a number of different possible causes. I don't know if any of this makes sense, by the way. If any of you guys have questions at any point about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, feel free to ask, and I'm happy to answer, because I'm just prattling here and explaining everything sort of as I do it, but if you guys want to know why I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm always very happy to give you more info. So let me know. So anyway, this is going to be a shared info dialogue stack. Well, if that's nice for you, Hawk, then I'm glad. Shared info. Right, so now this is going to be some line for Lucien discovering this zombie horde for the first time. Oh my word! Looks like we were too late. So Lucien's arrived with the player. There's zombies everywhere. Oh, I don't know. It's not that complicated. What sort of stuff have you done in the CK, Medusa? So this is when you're arriving and you're discovering the zombie hordes, which are all here. So, oh my word. Looks like we were too late. Oh, thanks very much for the sub. The Ripchen, greetings to Germany from the UK. Really lovely of you to subscribe. Thank you. Makes it all worthwhile. Oh, I can smell someone having a barbecue. Lovely. Oh, custom doggo. We love the doggo. Looks like we were too late. Just move this, make myself some more space to work. What was he going to say here? Looks like we were too late. Oh, that would be awesome if May does that. Ren would be great. Best sort these chaps out. Sort these chaps out before they cause... Ah, but then they could, of course... I was going to say before they cause any trouble, but of course they could... Theoretically, I don't know, NPCs could have stumbled across and had a fight with these guys already. They could have already caused trouble. Sort these chaps out. Before they get away? And it could be, before they cause any more trouble. Yeah, because they've already caused trouble by killing the necromancers, so... That'll do. And this is going to be a touch of fear. Just a smidgen. Just to raise the old eyebrows. Hello, Samantha! What have you missed? Well, firstly, welcome to the stream. And secondly, I am working on a Creation Club interaction patch for Lucien to make him interact with the Plague of the Dead Creation Club file. So that's what I'm doing. So there we go. We've created this shared info. So now we need to set up when that's actually going to play. So the first one I'm going to have is detection. New. Normal to combat. JR Lucien, CC Plague of the Dead. Detect. Normal to combat. Now, here, this is going to inherit the shared info. So we are going to share response data from info. Oh, and I forgot to give it a name. So I'll just dive back in. Here's our shared info. This one, it has to have a name, and the name is going to be ID, sorry. JR Lucien CC Plague of the Dead Arrival. So anything under a detect normal to combat thing is a line that will play when enemies appear. Oh, that's really lovely of you to say, Medusa. So glad you're enjoying it. I will definitely be doing more. So, yeah, so this line will play when battle starts. So, and we want it to, we're not going to write it, we're going to have it inherit the line from JR. So there we go, so that's inheriting the shared info, so we only need to record it once rather than multiple times. Yeah, you do, Hawk! You need to catch up. Now, what are the enemies we've got here? How about if we do get race? No, get is race? Get is race, that's a thing. Run on combat target now. What are the races we've got here? We have CCBG. There we are. Here we are. Zombie race. Perfect. So that is checking if the enemy is a zombie, which is good. And we're going to do get stage. Same one as before. CC zombie quest dialogue. Not zombie quest dialogue. Zombie quest start encounter, and we're going to check that that stage is now. I don't know whether this quest will trigger when you arrive at the ritual site or when you defeat the zombies, so in the interests of being safe, I'm going to say if it's greater than 20 and less than 30. So if it's one of those, greater than or equal to 20 and duplicate, less than or equal to 30. So it'll be at either of those stages. Say once, random, reset 24 hours. Ah, now that would be telling the Ripchen one of the many secrets of the mod. You may find out one day. Well, Hawk, you're going to have to catch up sometime, and if you keep waiting, there'll end up being too many to binge. Right, so we've got 24 hours to reset. We're going to do, we need another get stage condition. And this is to check that Lucien was aware of this quest. So we're going to check our JR Lucien, the quest that we just created, Plague of the Dead, and we're going to check that that is greater than or equal to 10. Right? So that was the stage that we set when Lucien said that first line of dialogue. So that makes sure that you've not just picked him up and he's not aware of what's going on. So that's all set now. We're going to do another get owning quest dot set stage. I'm going to set this to 20 now. So this will only play when the stage is less than 20. Job done, I think. Okay, so this is one of the possible lines that could trigger, but this is a very unreliable function, the normal to combat detection. Sometimes it just doesn't fire, and you can't control that. So in order to make sure that this line plays, we need to duplicate it. So I'm going to copy it. So we've got a second one here, and I'm going to put it in combat instead. So this is now an attack line for when Lucien attacks. So this is going to be the first time Lucien performs an attack on these zombies. I'm going to move this topic now. There we go. So we now have a topic under here, inheriting the same share dialogue with the same set of conditions. It's all the same, only this one triggers on the first time Lucien attacks one of those enemies. So, in theory, between those two, it should now cover it. You know what I think we need Lucien to interact with the Skyrim Grandma mod when it comes out? Well, it's planned. I'd like it to happen. It's just dependent on Shirley and me having time. Well, I've got time. I'll make time for Shirley, but you know, it's dependent on a lot of things. But I have been talking to the creators of that mod, and they are up for it. So hopefully we can do it at some point. We will see. I would love to make them interact. Now, we've set that up. I'm happy with that between the attack and the dialogue. So if it doesn't play when he first detects the enemies, it will now play when he first attacks them. So between those two, it should cover it. So now we can go back to the idle. And this was our third stage. Yeah, I'm serious. It would be amazing. I would absolutely love it. It would be an absolute honour to get to record with Shirley, but there's a lot of things that have to come together to make it happen. So I'm hopeful it'll happen at some stage, but I can't promise it. In fact, this is a good point to save in case we crash and lose everything. It would be so wholesome, wouldn't it? I think it would be a wonderful thing to happen. So, this is now that the zombies have been defeated. So, phew. That was rather exciting. Awful smell. Dog's getting cross outside. I wonder that presumably the necromancers lost control of their zombies. Should we capitalize zombies? Is it capitalized here? No, it's not. Necromancers lost control of their zombies. Or have Lucien interact with the Legacy of the Dragonborn mod. Yes, I would love that as well. That's also planned. Legacy of the Dragonborn interactions are definitely planned. However, Legacy of the Dragonborn is an absolutely massive mod, so it takes a very long time to set up anything like that. But it is planned one day. It's been planned since day one. It's just, yeah, it's time. Gonna have Lucien be able to learn the summon zombie tomes. No! Lucien summoning zombies? That wouldn't fit him at all. No, he doesn't do necromancy. Necromancy is ethically not okay for Lucien, so no, he won't be able to learn these. Doing the Let's Play where Lucien, does it make it easier to take that audio and add it to the game? No, not at all. It's much more effort to extract the audio from the video that I've recorded, clean it up, remove any music or background noise that was there as well, and then find the right place to put it in game. It is much easier to just go ahead and record it. You know, just record. It only takes a minute to record dialogue, so no, it's easier to just record fresh dialogue. However, it is useful doing the Let's Play for sort of inspiration. You know, so you may find he says the same thing. When I get round to adding commentary for Legacy of the Dragonborn, you might find he says the same lines that he said in the Let's Play, you know, because I like it to be consistent like that. And similarly in the Let's Play, he often quotes lines that he says in Skyrim. In terms of mods, do you have plans to have Lucien interact with the mod Arcanum, A New Age of Magic? I'll be honest with you, Hawk, that is the first time I've ever heard of that mod, so at this stage, no, I don't have plans to interact with it. But I'm always open to new ideas, so we'll see what's possible down the line. Now, where am I with this? Necromancers lost control of their zombies. Can't say I'm particularly sorry for them. In fact, I'm going to save that line for after you've read the journal. Phew, that was rather exciting. Awful smell. Yeah, no, I do. Lucien does learn spells from other mods. He's learned spells from the Creation Club Arcane Accessories patch, and he learns them from Apocalypse. And there are plans for him to learn them from Mysticism. But, you know, I want to finish Apocalypse and the vanilla spells before I start thinking about further modded spells. Because there are masses of those. Yeah, so I've thought about interaction with Sunder and Wraithguard. However, it conflicts with Legacy of the Dragonborn, which I'm also doing interactions for. So therefore, in terms of Creation Club interactions, I'm prioritizing the Creation Club files that don't conflict with Legacy of the Dragonborn. So Sunder and Wraithguard does, so I'm not going to be doing that one. straight away. That one will be further down the line. And as for Tools of Kagranak, that is a big old quest mod, which I've not played. I do plan on playing it at some point, but again, it'll conflict with the lore of Legacy, and I prefer not to have my different patches of Lucien conflicting with each other. You know, so... Oh, thank you, Matt Chewy. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm glad you think it's smart. I thought it was smart. Awful smell. Shall we dig around? Oh, good to know there's a patch for it. I mean, there's a patch for Sunder and Wraithguard with the Creation Club file. Sunder and Wraithguard with the Legacy of the Dragonborn, but it completely disables the Sunder and Wraithguard quest from the Creation Club, so it's a tricky one. Oh, okay, yeah, it's always confusing when people have different names. But hello. Honestly, it's been ages since I last played Broomerhawk, so I'm not really sure what you're talking about with Bathes. Shall we dig around for sure? I wonder what exactly happened here. Shall we see if there are any clues? There we go, that's alright. So stage is 30. Set the stage less than 30. Da, da, da. Yep, cool. Happy with that. And I'm going to say duplicate, and I'm going to make sure this line will only fire if Lucien has said that combat line. If he didn't get a chance to say that line, we can't know for sure that he was involved in the fight, in which case this line wouldn't make sense. So the only way to know for sure that he was involved in the fight is if his previous line actually was said. So therefore, if we're using that condition check, we don't need to check that it's less than 30. So there we go. I think that does the job. And I'm also actually going to make this... I'm going to move this to the shared info again. And I'm going to copy the conditions from here. Remove the script. Delete those conditions because they won't do anything if they're on a shared info. Then I'm going to put this on idle. Should have copied and pasted the dialogue. Phew, that was rather exciting. Awful smell. I wonder what exactly happened here. We see if we can find any clues. I may have paraphrased slightly from before, but that's fine. Copy and paste the conditions. Get owning. Quest dot set stage 30. Recompile that. Say once. Random 24. Because now we can copy and paste that. And we can put it in the detection dialog now for combat to normal. Which should make it play as soon as the battle ends. But again, this is an incredibly unreliable function, so we can't just have that on its own, hence the need for the idle. There we go. So, we've got... Oh, but I forgot to inherit from the shared info. That was stupid. Why did I bother rewriting that? I'm an idiot. Share response data from info. Oh, and I need to give that an ID. Sorry, I'm all over the place with this. Shared info. Right, this needs an ID. Doesn't need to bother with any of this because it's a shared info, so you won't know what's going on. None of those do anything. The ID is JR Lucien CC Plague of the Dead Battle End. Now I'll have this inherit from there rather than use its own. There we go. And then we'll have the detection combat to normal. And again, we'll have that inherit the shared info. And there we go. Between them now, that should sort it out. Which is pretty good. Happy with that. So I'm going to save again. What did I miss down here? Oh, that's cool. You put Lucy in your D&D. I hope he survives. Overthrowing the Meads. That sounds very dramatic. Yes, Lucian would have a lot to say about that. In Skyrim, Lucian is my best friend. Dungeons are more fun with his great comments. So I'm so pleased to hear it, Samantha. That's lovely. Right. So, there we go. We've done that. We've done that. So now I'm going to copy that one because that wasn't a shared info. So the final place for Lucien to comment is now after you've picked up and read the journal. So you know what's going on. So the stage, get stage, is now greater than or equal to 40. I use greater than or equal to rather than equal to in case another mod adds an extra stage on the end. Because sometimes they do that and I want it to be just fine. So this is the end of the quest. So we're going to use our stage 100. There we go. And we need to write the dialogue for it. And of course, we need to say that this was greater than equal. Now I'm going to be, you might, if you kill them, and then really quickly pick up the journal before Lucien has a chance to say his previous line, it might never play. So therefore, I'm going to set this to being greater than or equal to 20. So long as you fought the zombies, this line can play. Greater than less than 100. When it plays, it sets it to 100. Hello, Ghosty. Welcome to the stream. How would he react? Well, I don't know. I'd have to really look into the quest and figure out what the exact situation is. I imagine he would be shocked and upset to hear they're going to overthrow the Emperor. Yeah. Wouldn't be a positive reaction, I don't think. Right, so this final one now is based on, we're going to assume that you've read the journal out loud to Lucien. That's what we normally do with this sort of thing. We're going to assume that he's also aware of what you've just read. Lucien got captured by the Falmor. Oh no! That's no good. Save him. Go and rescue him. The Ripchen, have you watched the Dungeons and Dragons series I did? I did a 4-part Dungeons and Dragons series where I roleplayed as Lucien, which is canon to the mod. It's called Lucien Flavius and the Mysterious Island. It's on YouTube. Thanks, Ghosty. Hope you're having a nice day too. Lovely to see you again. But yeah, if you're into D&D, you should check that out. It was really good fun when we did that. Right, so... An apprentice of mine reaching discovered an ancient tome. Conjuration spells. Basically, he's discovered the zombies. Discovered the power to... In a cavern, he found a tome about summoning zombies. So he... Oh, they work for Molag Bal, which is never great. Molag Bal. Nothing could have prepared me for the power I'm about to wield. Lovely. So the necromancers lost control of their zombies. Necromancers lost control of their zombies. How awfully careless. Can't say I'm especially sorry. They did rather dig their own grave. Get it? Sorry. The zombies are awfully careless. Can't say I'm especially sorry they'd rather dig their own grave. Get it? Sorry. I'm happy with that. I'm going to put a happy. A little bit happy because he's making a joke. I'm sorry things are cray-cray, Ghosty. Hope things are less cray-cray here. On the old stream. Right, so that's... There you go, that wasn't very long, was it? Commenting on the Plague of the Dead quest. So we had stages 10, 20. We need to remember to add stage 30. And then stage 100. So that's the stages implemented. Which should all be fine. Should just be a matter of recording the dialogue there now. So now what we need to do is add some combat dialogue for Lucien fighting zombies. So let's do that. We've currently got attack dialogue. Let's add some taunt dialogue. How much of Lucien is a roleplay, or is he a lot like you? Lucien is a lot like me, yes. We are very similar in a lot of ways. He is a little bit posher, and there's a few aspects of his personality that are slightly different to mine. But generally, yes, he's quite similar. I think we'd get on quite well in real life, although we would annoy each other, I expect. Yes, 'tis rather. Smelly work indeed. Right, so combat taunt. What's he going to say? Posh is a great word, isn't it? Posh. Lovely to say. So some taunt dialogue. Getting tired? I have to say, you look dead on your feet. There we go. Insignia. That is a wonderful word, insignia. I like it. Ooh! Hello. Come say hi. Scoop. We have a friend. Ekado. Say hello to your fans. No, she has nothing to say. Oh well. There we go. Off you go. Right, where were we? That's fine, I'll just leave it at that. We're looking at the combat target, and it has to be get is race. And then the zombie race. That's all it needs. Random. Only say it once every 24 hours. That's fine. Happy with that. I'm just going to nip back to the conditions that we used for this. Yeah, that one was on the combat target and the other all on the player. Brilliant. Or on the subject. Why didn't Lucien hire a mercenary before coming to Skyrim? That is a good question, and you will have to read the future installments of the Flavius Chronicles in order to find out. Which will all be available on my website. Let's have another taunt dialogue here. Have you considered bathing? Hello, Lutra Cubed! Lovely of you to say hello. Welcome. Hope work's going all right. Considered bathing every once in a while. I can smell you from over here. And to make that one make sense, I'm going to say, run on combat dialogue, we're going to use the check get distance. If the distance between the target and the player, not the player, target and Lucien, here he is. So if the distance between the target and Lucien is greater than or equal to, let's say 500 units. 500 units, that's quite far. 400. If the distance is greater than or equal to 400 units, then he will say, have you considered bathing everyone? So I can smell you from over here. Lovely. Happy with that? Sub shop. Sub as in sandwiches. So, combat attack, taunt. We're going to do an attack now. Copy the condition for this one. Copy condition. Attack. New. This is revolting work. And I don't often get to use the disgust emotion. There it is. Let's try that. And this, Lucien would say only if he's using melee. So, actually, I'm going to do a distance check again and have him be up close. Oop, no, that's not right. There we are. Well, no, you see, the disgust emotion is really niche. It's not disgust as in, I'm disgusted with you. If you look at the character's face when they have the disgust emotion, it's a real, that is a bad smell face. It's a... You really have to use it sparingly. Hey, Shiva, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I really fancy a sandwich. Bum 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 ba da 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 ba 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 ba. So we had for the combat arrival. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I've got confused there. This is revolting work. Distance, therefore, we're going to say is less than or equal to. Have them nice and up close, so 100. Ace. It's a bit of combat. Oh, so she does. Thanks for letting me know, Ghosty. Go, be free. Hey, Tierney, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a lovely day. Sorry, it won't be a sec. Potentially important email. Oh, yay! The bit of Lucien merch that someone stole. There was a one of those websites that steals artwork from places like Redbubble and Teespring. Stole some of the artwork we were selling for Lucien on the Lucien merch store, and we're reprinting it on Amazon. So I reported them, and I've just got an email from Amazon to say that they've now taken down the offending page, which is excellent news. So I'm very pleased to hear that. Right, so we've got a couple of lines for combat. Do we want any more? Yeah, let's have another one. And just a general, because these are for general attack things. So this one is going to say, ugh. So that's all right. And for both of these, I'm going to add a get random % to make it not be that common. Otherwise, he'll always rattle through them really quickly at the start. So get random % we'll say has got to be less than or less than. Let's go with 10%. And of course, random only say once every 24 hours. And the same goes for the this is revolting work line. So I'm just going to copy that. Pop it in there. What would Lucien say if he had to ride a dragon? Yeah, Hawks nailed it there. Is what he'd say. And actually, of course, it's always more efficient to put your get random % checks at the end. So there we go. And that one needs to be random and only say once every 24 hours. And I might give these ones some get random % checks here as well, but we'll go for a higher percentage because they're taunts. So we'll go for, say, 50%. Just to slightly reduce them. Any chance there'll be interactions with Rigmor or Marissi? Well, I don't know Marissi. I'm afraid I've never played with them, so I still don't know much about that. The problem with Marissi is, as I understand it, there are 2 separate voice actors for her. And I would have no way of identifying which voice actor the player is using, so I can't do automatic interaction. That would have to be done through a patch where you manually tell Lucien which version you're using, which already makes things difficult. Also, it's not being worked on anymore, and there's no guarantee that the 2 voice actors are still active. So there's quite a few different things that make Marissi one of the harder ones to do interactions for compared to other follower mods. Rigmor has a whole other problem. The problem with Rigmor is that it makes some very strong... While an excellent mod, very ambitious, a lot of respect for it, it makes some very strong decisions about lore, which conflict with quite a lot of other mods. Specifically it conflicts with Legacy of the Dragonborn, or rather what they've got planned, and it conflicts with Beyond Skyrim. And both Beyond Skyrim and Legacy of the Dragonborn are key mods I'd really like to provide support for. And I'm also keen to make all of Lucien's patches tell a cohesive story together. I don't want them to conflict with each other. I don't want to have to say, this is the canon patch, this patch isn't canon. You know, I want them to... I want you to be able to download all of Lucien's different patches and have them all make sense together. So for that reason, I don't have any plans to do Rigmor interactions because they would necessarily conflict with the Bruma interactions, which I have plans for. So yeah, because it's always a matter, because there are basically an infinite number of mods out there I could make interactions for, it's a matter of prioritizing them, you know, and these difficult factors make things like Rigmor and Marissi therefore lower priority than other mods which I can make interactions for which don't conflict. Like this one here, the Plague of the Dead patch. While it's a tiny mod, not many people are that fussed about it. It's canon, because it's created by Bethesda, or rather by Bethesda's team. It's Bethesda sanctioned, which makes it canon, which therefore makes it higher priority for me. And it doesn't conflict with the other stuff I have plans for. So, and it's quite quick. I should be able to finish this probably during this stream today, which will be exciting. So there we go. There's a few custom combat things for fighting zombies, which is good. We've got things for the quest. So I'm going to make some idols now. I'm going to make a new line of idle dialogue. Yeah, it'll be pretty awesome to do the Bruma interactions. Looking forward to doing those. But it'll take a long time to make those. So now this one is going to be for a line of idle dialogue. Do I want idle? Yes, this one can be a line of idle dialogue, which will be for when the player currently has a summoned zombie. So this one will be... I can't help but wonder where these zombies come from. I mean, it's one thing resurrecting a corpse, but plucking the undead out of the air? Weird. So that is going to play, therefore, randomly, with a cooldown of 24. It's going to have a get random % condition, which is going to have to be very low. 1%, because you don't want this to repeat all the time. Might even make it a touch lower than that. Make it down at 0.5% by stacking two conditions together like such. Oh, many ththings being said. Lucien's parents were really cool. Zilla would be rather frightened to meet. Yeah, no. So the idea would be, if we were going to do beyond Skyrim Cyrodiil interactions, we couldn't really have the whole of Cyrodiil being in game without Lucien's parents featuring in some form. So I don't know what exactly I will do for that, but I would like to find a solution that will mean Lucien's parents can somehow be in the game, or at least explain their absence. What about in regards to Dawnguard and Dragonborn questlines? Yep, they're quite high priority. Dawnguard I would like to do in the next Lucien update. Dragonborn after that. Could Lucien interact with the Forgotten City? Forgotten City is designed to be played without followers. It doesn't make sense to bring followers with you, so I don't know how I would do interactions for that. I guess I could have you just have the ability to tell Lucien about it after the quest. But that's a bit weird. Again, these weird things that make it a bit difficult make these quests lower priority, if you understand me. But I'm currently playing through Forgotten City in my Lucien Let's Play, Lucien the Dragonborn. Does Lucien react to dogs if the player has one recruited? Lucien has interactions for Miko and Vigilance. He has special lines for them. So have a look at them. Solasaurus says, as a writer on Cyrodiil, I will do everything in my power to make it Flavius friendly. That's wonderful to hear. Excellent. I look forward to that. Yeah. Please keep it Flavius friendly. Dawnguard has been difficult in terms of choosing how he will interact if you join the vampires. Yes, it is. That's a tricky thing to deal with. I feel like I've said it before. What is Lucien's thoughts on necromancy? He thinks it's ethically wrong. He's not okay with summoning zombies. He's not going to leave the player or be angry at the player over it, because it's a thing that a lot of players do. Can't argue with it, really. However, it's something he would never do himself. His parents dead? No, I won't be killing his parents, Hawk. And yes, as Ghosty says, I'm visiting the Forgotten City in the Let's Play series. So if you want to see what Lucien makes of that, tune into the YouTube series. So we've got the get random percents in position now. So we're going to have... has magic effect? Is that it? Yeah, has magic effect. CC. Summon zombie, right. There are, of course, 4 different variants. So we're saying we have Summon Zombie 1, Summon Zombie 2, CC Summon Zombie 3, or CC Summon Zombie 4. Any of those, and the last one will set to an and, not an or, because it's that one, or that one, or that one, or that one, and that one, and that one. So there we go. If the player has any of those magic effects active, which tell us that they currently have a summoned zombie, Lucien has a chance of saying that. Yes, definitely Ghosty. Any plans for a spell to teleport Lucien? No. Not at the moment. I don't have plans to teleport Lucien because there's a lot of issues with that. Yes, summoning zombies counts as necromancy, I think, here. But teleporting Lucien I have never been keen on for multiple reasons. Firstly, lore. I don't think it's lore-friendly for Lucien to agree to allow you to teleport him to you at any point in time. He could be on the loo, he could be asleep, he could be having dinner, he could be on his own adventure. You know, I can't think of anyone who would agree to give someone the ability to summon them to them at any point in time with no choice. Secondly, that would allow you to summon Lucien into places where followers aren't supposed to be, such as Sovereign Guard, such as, what's the other place? The Soul Cairn, such as Azura's Star, Pelagius's Mind, all these sorts of places where followers are not supposed to be, and it wouldn't be lore-friendly for Lucien to be there, and it's very difficult to find a way of preventing you from summoning Lucien there, unless I said you have to be in the Skyrim world space, but that would mean it would only work summoning him outside, or in certain places that are flagged properly. A lot of places aren't properly flagged with the spell tome. So, it's difficult. It's difficult to do. So I've never been keen on a summon Lucien mechanic. So, however, you can always tell Lucien to wait somewhere. You know, if you don't want to get him to go all the way back to Doomspathar, you can just tell him to wait, and he will stay wherever you tell him to wait forever, and he will even sandbox there if you have that turned on. So you can always tell him to wait in your house and pick him up later. But yes, good point, Nuna. Summon zombies come from... Got to come from somewhere. That's what I'm trying to say with just this thing about I wonder where the zombies have come from. Trying to reference that. Yes, Lucien will wait forever. I disabled the thing that dismisses followers automatically after 3 days. So yeah, he will, wherever you leave him, he will wait there forever until you pick him up. Right. So we've got an idol there for having a summon zombie. Do we want another one? So, Mr. Zombie. Or is it Miss Zombie? Or Ms. Hard to tell, really. Anyway, how are you holding up? Well, yes. Marvellous. Delighted to hear it. Mr. Zombie. Or is it Miss Zombie? Or Ms? Hard to tell, really. Anyway, how are you holding up? Well, yes. Marvellous. Delighted to hear it. Welcome, May. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise you were streaming at the same time as me. Rather rude of me to start, if you were doing that. Sorry, I didn't know. Samantha, could Lucien create a Dwemer dog? Lucien making Dwemer tech is... I haven't really discussed whether that's possible or not. He could, possibly, but I don't have any plans for it at the moment. Joseph looks done with CK. No, I'm enjoying myself, having fun. Kindle Shard says I missed the entire stream. No, you haven't. There's still another hour and a half, hour 20 left of the stream, so you've got loads. Welcome, lovely to have you here. What does uptime mean? Do you mean how long have we been streaming? I started streaming at 5 o'clock, so you've missed 1 hour and 40 minutes. Yeah, well, the fact that I'm answering questions in detail probably means I'm not going to get much done on this stream, but you know. Well, yeah, so this is my regular Thursday slot. My plan is that I'll regularly stream from 5 till 8 BST every Thursday, and then I'll be streaming other times throughout the week as and when I'm free, but I thought it was nice to have one sort of regular slot where I will always be here. Where you can always tune in at 5 o'clock BST on a Thursday, and you'll know that I'm going to be doing a stream. That's the idea. And I'll let you guys know if I'm not able to do it. I probably ought to publicise that somewhere a bit more so that you guys know. Just going to save again. Can't save enough in the CK. Yeah, so that schedule is the schedule at the moment while we're all in lockdown. When I go back to university, whenever that may be, it'll change a bit. Probably will shift later in the day so that you guys don't have to get up quite so early. So I might say start at 8 or 9 or something rather than 5. But we'll have to see. I have no idea when we'll be able to start returning to the original way of things. Right, so exciting, we've done that, done all that. We've got 2 idle dialogues, so I'm going to put some hellos in now. So these are lines that Lucien will say to the player when you go up and greet him. I'm going to give them the same conditions. Yeah, it'll be weird for me too. So, about your zombie. Doesn't the general smell of decay bother you at all? No? Just me then. That's random, say once every 24 hours. And with hello dialogues, generally you don't need the get random % so much. I might leave a little one in there. Just a 50, 50, 50, just to make it not that common. But because it'll only choose one random line whenever you greet Lucien, so you have to ask for a line. You know, you go up to him and you say hello, you talk to him. You don't need to worry so much about reducing the probabilities because it'll just mix in with all the other options. So there we go. Yeah, I'll miss Grey as well. I do miss Grey when I'm at uni. 13k channel points. Yeah, I know. I often lock you guys out of redeeming channel points like I have now. I've locked you guys out of it because I want to work on the modding, you know, rather than actually singing all the time. Let's have another one. Suppose you've considered alternative summoned help. Say a puppy? I'd love a biscuit. Biscuit, please, Nuna. Oh, in fact, I have received your faxed biscuit. So thank you. Shortbread, very nice. In fact, Ghosty, I like that line. I'm going to steal it. Thank you. Perhaps best not to think about it. Credit to Ghosty there. So we've got 1, 2, 3 different hellos about a summon zombie. We've got idle dialogue, a couple of idols that play when you've got zombies with you. We've got a couple related to the quest. We've got some unique combat dialogue for fighting zombies. Any other topics? What do you think Lucien would say about Cadwell? I think he'd find him funny. I think he'd be unsure whether to trust him or not, but I think he'd find him funny. I mean, it's John Cleese. Who doesn't like John Cleese? Oh, Shiva's Papa's sleeping. Bless. So the only other one we might have is if he gets hit by a zombie. But he's going to have that every fight. So he probably doesn't need it. Oh, go on. New topic. Hit. Combat hit. Copy. Move to topic. Hit. So, if you're hit by a zombie, when you're close to the zombie, get random percent, and we'll have... Keep your undead mitts. Keep your undead hands. Undead mitts to yourself. Hands to yourself. Hands or mitts? Yeah, I like that. Keep your undead mitts to yourself. But what if they don't have hands? No, they do have hands. The zombies have hands. I've seen them. So the models do have hands. Nope. You don't get armless zombies. That's not a thing. I mean, it is a thing, obviously, in sort of general concept. But no. In the ones in the Creation Club have arms. I think. At least I think they do. I don't think there's any variants without arms. They've got to have at least one arm, because they've got to be able to hold weapons and things. Got to be able to attack. Will you be able to transfer Creation Kit mods to TES6? Because I heard they used the same engine. Well, I heard that they were planning on using a new engine. To be honest, probably not. It'll be unlikely you'll be able to directly transfer port mods forward from Skyrim to TES6, but that wouldn't stop you making a new one, you know? I would like Lucien to be there in some form, so we'll have to see. Anyway, there we go. We've got a hit. We've got an attack. We've got quest dialogue. Is there anything else in the mod that I've missed? Oh, Mort Flesh. We've got Mort Flesh. If you cut the head off a centaur, would he be a headless horseman? Yes, he would, I suppose. Right, okay. So, Mort Flesh is dropped by zombie enemies from the Plague of the Dead creation. It's identical to human heart. So, we can have some dialogue from Mort Flesh. Why not? Let's have a hello. Do we... Are you sure you need me to carry this Mort Flesh around? It's really rather icky. And I might make him a teeny tiny bit sad. That just, are you sure? There we go. And this is going to be, it's a hello, so we don't need to worry too much about the get random percent, but we'll have a little bit there, and we're going to say get item count. That's it. And what's this going to be? CC something? CC death item zombie, probably? Oh no, Mort Flesh, there we are. Do we have the record for it here? Do we know for sure? 80C. That doesn't really tell us anything, I don't think. But I'm pretty sure that's fine. There we go. Get item count Mort Flesh is greater than or equal to 1. There we are. Unfortunately, I can't detect whether or not the player's just eaten Mort Flesh, but yeah. That would be funny, though. Seriously, how much Mort Flesh do you really need? Because how much more? Because I think you might have a problem. And puzzled, just I hate the puzzled expression that they raise one eyebrow, which I can't do, and it looks ridiculous. Hello, Bert44. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. Seriously, how much Mort Flesh does a person really need? Because I think you might have a problem. And this is the player item count now. If you are carrying, 10 or more pieces of Mort Flesh. Do we want 10? Might make it 5. Let's make it 5. Because carrying 10 is quite a lot. Yeah, no, there is stream delay. There's always a little bit. Oh, please do, Shiva. I look forward to seeing that. How much Mort Flesh does this person really need? Because I think you might have a problem. If the player has 5 or more bits of Mort Flesh. There we go. I think we've pretty much covered it now. Don't you? Can any of you think of anything more that Lucien could comment on about the Creation Club file? Yeah, Bert, so today we've been working on creating an interaction patch between Lucien and the Plague of the Dead Creation Club file. Just started it at the start of the stream, and we are pretty much done with it, I think, unless any of you guys can think of anything else that you think you should really comment on. I don't know. Any ideas? Let me know. Do the zombies talk or try to talk? I think they sort of moan. They go sort of Walking Dead style. Oh, I like that, Hawk. I'm going to do that. Right, this is going to be a very specific line. Oh no, we're not going to end the stream for another hour, I reckon. Don't worry. I'm not going to stop. Oh, Shiva says the pictures are uploaded in the general chat now. Oh, here's Shiva's doggo. Oh, bless. What a lovely pup. Thanks for sharing that, Shiva. Anyway, right. How much more? So this we were saying. This is Hawk's idea. tell you what. If you carry the firewood... No, sorry. If you carry the mort flesh... Take the mort flesh. I'll carry the firewood. Deal? So, and this is if Lucien has got more than one piece of mort flesh. And, oh, hang on. This is Lucien's item count we want. And if the player has one or more pieces of firewood. Firewood? Firewood 01. Yeah. If the player has one or more pieces of firewood, Lucien has one or more pieces of mort flesh, and Lucien has no firewood. Firewood. Lucien has 0 firewood. The player... And he has one mort flesh. The player has more than one firewood. Then there's a get round percent. Tell you what, if you'll take the mort flesh, I'll carry the firewood. Deal. There we go. Have Lucien moan back at the zombies, give them sass. Don't I have to voice act these lines as well? Yes, I do have to voice act all the lines as well. But it is generally more efficient, yeah, for me to set them all up first. And then do them. I don't know what your exclamation mark Discord thing is supposed to do, but if you look directly under this stream, you will find I have a link for the Discord. So you can click that to join. Otherwise, yeah, the links are all under the stream, but otherwise, yeah, if someone could drop a Discord link for Bert, that'd be great. That's got to be one of the mods, though. So Nuna or Valk or anyone, if you could drop Bert a link, that would be really kind. But otherwise, yeah, but there's a link directly under this stream, so... How long does it take for files to upload to the Nexus, out of curiosity? It's whatever your upload speed is. Depends on your internet connection. Thanks, Nuna. Blech. Sorry, I'm just trying to communicate with your friend. They seem to be ignoring me. Rude. What do you mean if it was like YouTube where it goes the next day? Don't really know what you're talking about. There we go. So that's if the player has one of these zombies. Oh, hang on though. So for each of these idols, we need to try and make them not play at crucial quest moments. There's no way to condition that they're not going to do that. Nope, Hawk, if you upload a video to YouTube, people can see it as soon as it finishes uploading. It takes a little while to process, so that usually takes... If it's a short video, then that's like 10 minutes to process. My longest Lucien the Dragon Ball videos have taken potentially up to half an hour to process. Generally, except on days when YouTube are having problems, but no, it's certainly not until the next day. Much quicker than that, usually. So, I need to try and avoid them. So, for a lot of Lucien's lines, they're conditioned to only play if he's in an exterior cell. So, I think I'll do that for these idols as well. Because if they only play when he's in an exterior cell, that rules out all the times when, you know, like when you're in High Hrothgar, generally, when you're having a serious conversation with someone for a quest, you tend to be inside. When you're outside, you have fewer of those one-to-one important conversations. Hello, Six Glitz. Welcome to the stream. So I'm going to say is in interior equals 0. There we go. And I'm going to put that down there. So if you is in interior, there we go. Copy that condition. I'm going to pop that in each of these. So if Lucien is not in an interior, right. Six that says, how are the chickens doing? The chickens are doing really well, yeah. So we said goodbye to the roosters yesterday. They've gone off to the farm. We received some pictures today of the roosters running around the field on the farm, getting to know their new girlfriends. So that was nice. And the three girls are doing really well. They are spending a lot more time outside in their outside house. They've got a sort of little run thing rather than a little cage because they're bigger now. But they still come inside at night because they're too young really to be outside in the cold. Although it's quite warm at the moment, really. And yeah, we should be able to introduce them to the big chickens soon. Sir Criostois says, I was thinking of creating a quest mod that involves Lucien, Inigo, Ori, and Kaiden. Yeah. You're going to have a nightmare doing that. Trying to make 4 different mods interact with a 5th mod in a quest. That sounds like an incredibly tricky job, and you would also have to have the voice actors for Inigo, Ori, Kaiden, and me all on board with doing it. And frankly, it is difficult enough trying to set up interactions between Lucien and one other mod at a time. So, as fun an idea as that sounds, I think that one's probably a bit too ambitious, really. Bert says, check Discord, I beg. Go on then. Doggo! Hello, Doggo. Sweet Doggo. We like the Doggo. Okay, did the chicks ever get names? No, the chicks don't have names. Well, they do, kind of. So, because the 2 boys that we sent away don't have names, but because this is the time of coronavirus at the moment, Corona, which means crown, we thought we'd name them crown names. So the little one, with the gammy leg, which is now better, she is called Tiara. And then the other 2 girls are called Diadem and Coronet. We're not sure which one is Diadem and which one is Coronet, because they're pretty identical. But it's really easy to tell Tiara because she's the teeny tiny one. So those are the names. Right, so did we do this one? Yeah, I said it's an interior. There we go. Boom. I think we're done with this. Happy with that. Save. So now, in the last hour, it's a matter of recording the dialogue. So, I'm going to have to close my door to do that, which is going to make it blooming hot in here. But I think it's the only option, really. So, I'm going to do that. Yes, diadem is an excellent word, and yes, I know it from Harry Potter. That's the reason I know diadem means like a sort of crowny thing. Okay, let's do some recording. This might mess up the stream. Don't know what happens when I try and do this. Please don't make glings while I'm recording. Or do make glings. I love it when you make glings. It's always happy. In fact, I'll just turn my speakers off. So you're welcome to make a gling while I'm recording. It's fine. Please make glings. I love the glings. They make me happy. Here we go then. I created a little template for it before with my usual settings. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. He's on the case. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien's got a handsome face. Just clear all of this. This was copy and pasted from another old bit of dialogue. Right. Is the audio still working, guys? Can you still hear me? I hope you can. Because we're now outputting both to the recording software and the stream, which can sometimes cause problemos. So, ooh, heck. Here we go. Right, that's set to record. So, because this is running... Oh, good, thank you. So, because this is running through two separate bits of software at the same time, and they don't like sharing the sound card, you guys won't be able to hear when I play back the dialogue, because I have to listen to that through these headphones. So you'll only be able to hear my first attempt at recording it. You won't be able to hear my subsequent re-records. Yes, I would love to incorporate the song into the mod somehow. Those would be good points. Hawk says, Joseph, I was curious, what are you most proud of with Lucien? What I'm most proud of is the fact that he will automatically recognise your name if it's on the list of names that he recognises. So when you first meet Lucien, if you're called any of the names that are on the list, he will recognise it automatically and call you by that name. I was so proud to have got that working, and it's one of my favourite features because it means we get to surprise people with it. Can someone give me a nicer word than grease for some fat that you put in your hair to soften it after washing it with strong soap? Fantasy friendly, not like conditioner or something. Mousse? Ointment? Ointment? That could work. Herbal paste? Wax? Right. Let's record this then. So we're going to start. We're going to work our way through. I like to work my way along left to right. So we'll start with this one. We'll start with the shared info. No, that's not working. We'll do it systematically, otherwise we miss stuff, so we won't start. We'll start with the combat, attack. This is revolting work. Oh, but of course, I can't record the dialogue yet. I can record it, but I can't implement it because it will get stuffed up. It's difficult to explain. It's for the ESL. You'll have to bear with me a sec while I sort it out. So I need to close the CK first, open it up in SSE Edit, and finalise some things before I can record the dialogue. Cream works, yeah. Poultice works too. I have no idea if it has sources. Right, so SSE Edit. Ooh, Detective Lucien is on the case. Been ages since I did this, so I need to remember to get it all working. Yes, it's ducking. Hello, ducking. How much dialogue does Lucien have? I think at the latest count, a little over 3,000 lines. Give or take. Make sure this is connected up properly. Yes, it is. That's good. Yes, Hawk is correct with oodles. Right. So what we need to do is check that each of the IDs fall into the correct range, and they don't, because ESL files, all of their IDs have to fall between. They all have to have the first 3 digits of 0, and then you have the last 3 digits with the ID. So you need to always renumber the form IDs so that they fit in order to make it work. So they fit within that range. So I'm just going to do that. Can I remember how to do it? Renumber form IDs from, and the lowest value you can have is 800. So we're going to start with 800. So it's only the last 3 digits. So here we go. Yeah, that's fine. Do it. all the form IDs have now been renumbered, so they start with 801, 800, 801, whatever, which is good, and it should be happy with that now, because all of these were outside the acceptable range. The object IDs were wrong. So, yeah, we should be good now. Ripchen, the Nexus and Bethesda versions are exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which one you use. They are identical. It's the same file, just on 2 separate servers. Although I am usually faster updating the Nexus, because the Nexus interface is a lot easier to use than the Bethesda interface. The Bethesda interface is a nightmare working with Bethesda.net. Nothing updates properly, everything's really slow, and so if you want to get the most up-to-date version all the time, then go with the Nexus. But usually, yeah, the Bethesda one comes along within a couple of days afterwards. What do you mean, oh, I forgot I'm downloading off Bethesda and you won't update? Of course I'll update. I update on Bethesda and Nexus, both. Like I said, they're the same. I update both of them. I'm just saying Nexus I update slightly faster because it's easier, but you will get the most up-to-date version no matter which platform you're downloading off. I update it still on Steam as well, or on Nintendo Switch. All of them. Well, not Nintendo Switch, actually. Nintendo Switch someone else ported and is now becoming inactive, so that's an old version on Nintendo Switch, but no one really plays Skyrim on Nintendo Switch with mods anyway, so... Gosh, it's getting warm in here. I need to hurry up with this. Right. Save that. I'm just going to open my door again for a second while I finish setting this up for recording. It's in the fic! Yay! Very glad to hear it, Nuna. Ganuna. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. He's on the case. Just going to open it up in SE Edit again just to check that it's worked properly. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. It's catchy. It's annoyingly catchy. I earwormed myself. Epic fail. Just run this little check for errors thing. Yeah, no errors. Aces. Right, so now we can actually record some stuff. This little button, the Show Only Active Forms button, is added by Newchem's Creation Kit fixes, and it is so useful. It is so helpful. It just hides everything except the ones you've currently edited. Right, so we were starting with This Is Revolting Work. The singing career is starting to take off, I see. I wish. Right. So we're in a fight. Hang on, I'll just warm up a little bit first, actually, before I record it. Hello there! My name is Lucien Flavius. Lucien Flavius. Hello! I'm a scientist, philosopher, amateur wizard, and something of a musician, though I suppose that's more of a hobby, really. I'm here in Skyrim on an expedition, academic mainly. I say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're ready. This is revolting work. Messed that up a bit. This is revolting work. Oh, phone's buzzing. That's not helpful. This is revolting work. This is revolting work. This is revolting work. Okay. This is revolting work. Number of different takes there then. Let's stop that. Now, you can't listen back to this, but I can. So, yeah, I reckon the last take's the one I want. Yeah, I quite like the one before. The last one, this one had a sort of slight voice crack on the end. Revolting work! Like, I kind of did that. But if he's disgusted, it kind of fits. This one, I don't think I quite felt that one so much. Yeah, I like this one. I'll just check the other ones. This is the one. So, we're going to export that now then. Export audio, mix down. Lucien, CC, Plague of the Dead. And I'm just going to number these because it's easier. What do you mean, Bert? How do you, like, put the exact lines on, say, I need to carry items? What do you mean by that? I'm just going to, while I figure out my file explorer thing, I'm just going to click you back to camera again so I don't accidentally show you banking details and things. While I set this up, here we go. Data, yep. And minimize that. And then I want JR Lucien voice. Yeah, it is a lengthy process, for sure. Where is it now? It was Lucien Backups? No. OneDrive Archive? Here we are. This is where it all lives. Right. So I've now got the two windows going. Happy with that. So I will let you guys see what I'm doing again now. So we've got two windows open. So here's the file where we recorded it, and I'm dragging it across into... Oh, wrong folder. So we need to go back to voice. We need to create a new folder here, which is going to be Lucien Plague of the Dead patch.esp. Now what goes in it? JR Lucien voice, doesn't it? New. So then you sort by voice type. JR Lucien voice. That's the voice type that we're going for. And I'll just check there isn't any other. Yeah, just like that. So Plague of the Dead patch. Here we go. Paste it in there. Lucien CC Plague of the Dead 1. And then we need to rename it to match. There we go. So that's now detected. So now we need to generate the lip file, which we do by doing that. And job's a good one. One line down. So say with like, if they click, I want you to carry some things, how do you link the line to that piece of dialogue? So it's all done in quests. So I'll just show you the Lucien one. So JR Lucien follower, player dialogue. If you have a look under player dialogue, you've got a list of different topics that you've created. So here is the topic for trade. I need to trade some things with you, and here is where I've put all the options for the different dialogue he can have when you're talking to him about trading some things. So you just add it there. But I can do all this like this because I made a custom follower framework. It is different if you're using the in-game follower framework. So I invite you to look at the Deck 16 guide for that. It's pinned in the Discord. If you're looking for that, you can have a look in the Discord under mod making and look at the pins. You'll find the guide there that I followed for that. So there we are. Right, cool. Where were we then? We were back in the Plague of the Dead patch. Combat was what we were on. We've done the one. So this one is an ugh, which I pretty much nailed then and there. But let's record it. Ugh. 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 Quite like the last one. Yeah, I like the last one. They're all okay, to be honest. Doesn't really matter much. All right. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. He's on the case. Just going to generate the lip file. There we go. I mean, you say that. I learned all this by following... Oh, laptop's died. I can't read your dialogue, what you're typing anymore. Let me just get my charger. But yeah, you say that. I learned how to do all this just by following online guides. There's a couple of really good guides out there that I like I said before, I pinned in the Discord under mod making. So if you just follow those through, to be honest, you figure it all out pretty quickly. It's not actually as difficult as a lot of people think it is, making a follower mod. Bear with me, won't be a minute. Right, get the laptop started. That's my fault for letting it run flat. I will respond to everyone's messages when I've got it booted up again. So, did we manage the... Ugh, we did, didn't we? Did we record yet? We've got the lip in place, so that one's sorted. Moving on now. Here we are. Right, I'm back. I can see your messages again. Ah! Keep your undead mitts yourself! No, that wasn't the take. Hang on. Right, my chat's just refreshed, and any messages you sent me in the last minute or so, I cannot see. So send them again if I've not responded to you or what you've said. Ah! Keep your undead mitts to yourself! Getting there. Ah! Keep your undead mitts to yourself! Ah! No. Ah! Keep your undead mitts to yourself! Quite like that last one. No, I like that take. Yeah, we'll go with that. Export that one. Plague of the Dead 3. I mean, yes, I love tea. Right, so we've exported that dialogue. Boom, 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 boom. Pop it in there, rename it. This is the lengthy bit. Getting really warm in here. Right, now, this is a line that could be said when the person's far away, so you're sort of calling this across to them a little bit, so... Might back away from the mic a bit. What was the line? Getting tired? I have to say, you look dead on your feet. Getting tired? I have to say, you look dead on your feet. Didn't quite like that. Try again. Getting tired? I have to say, you look dead on your feet. Yeah, I like that. It sounds like he knows he's making a joke, which is good. Ooh, that sounds like Grey. Come on, come on, come on. Hello. Hello, yes, hello. Hello to you. Hi. You're on camera. Smile. I know. Come on. Right. Yeah, it's okay. How's the compatibility patch for Dark End coming along? That's the name of the mod, isn't it? Not being worked on just at the moment, but give it a bit. It's all tied up in the stuff I can't really talk about just yet. Yeah. There you go, that's that one done. And then this one. Yeah, secrets. Consider bathing every once in a while. I can smell you from over here. Oh, pop it over there. Hi. Have you considered bathing every once in a while? I can smell you from over here. Actually, I'll just... Yeah, I like that. Have you considered bathing every once in a while? I can smell you from over here. One and done. It's turned decidedly overcast outside. I love the smell of decay in the morning. Come on. There we go. Right, on to detection dialogue now. That's a shared one, that's a shared one. Don't need to worry about those then for now. On to the hellos. Oh, Ghosty, I've just got what you're saying because you're a ghost. I'm with you. Will there be an all-in-one version for the Lucien CFC patches? No, there will not, but there's no need because they're all ESL flagged. So they don't take up slots in your load order. So there will be no point doing an all-in-one patch, apart from saving you a few seconds on a download. Right. So about your zombie, doesn't the general smell of decay bother you at all? No? Just me then. So, about your zombie, doesn't the general smell of decay bother you at all? No? Just me then. Gotta take that again, we've got Gray's bell in the background. So, about your zombie, doesn't the general smell of decay bother you at all? No? Just me then. Cool. Happy with that. I may not have time to record all of these lines during the stream today, because I've only got half an hour left, and then it's dinner time. But we will see. But I hopefully should be able to get this into beta testing, like, tomorrow. So we should be looking at release quite soon, assuming everything works. Oh, did I remember to export the lip for that? Yes, I did. I don't suppose you've considered alternative summoned help? Say, a puppy? I like that. It's sort of a reference to his summon familiar dialogue, without necessarily tying itself to it. Hang on, car going past. Do zombies feel pain, I wonder? Perhaps best not to think about it. Yeah, I like that. There we go. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ah, I clicked on TSV edit, I think. Oops. Have to close that. There we go. Generate lip. Hello, Ross. Script writing? Written any good scripts lately? Lately? I give up. Lately. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. Yes, someone gets it finally. I have no idea. Ross script writing. How is that General Kenobi? General Kenobi, you are a bold one. Ross script writing. Kenobi. Someone explain this to me? No, I don't get it. Oh, he said hello there. Oh, right. I'm with you. I was trying to puzzle out how the words Ross script writing turned into Kenobi. No, just the fact that he said hello there. Got it. Fine. I understand now. You did me a confuzzle. Are you sure you need me to carry this mort flesh around? It's really rather icky. There we go. Happy with that. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Seriously, how much mort flesh does a person really need? Because I think you might have a problem. Yeah, that's good enough. Gray wants to go. Come on. Go on. We'll come for a cuddle first. Yeah, I know. Did we actually name this one yet? Can't remember. We'll call it 10. Yeah, don't spoil Star Wars for ducking. Ducking is just discovering it. We want to preserve their experience. No, May. No. Good try, but no. Tell you what, if you'll take the mort flesh, I'll carry the firewood. Deal? Yeah. Go, line number 11. Go. Of course, you guys aren't really going to appreciate this patch so much because you already know everything that Lucien says in it. So none of it is going to surprise you. But there we are. There's only 21 of you, so not the end of the world. Necromancers conjuring foul, uncontrollable creatures. We can't have that. No, I don't like it. Let's run it again, run it again. Necromancers conjuring foul, uncontrollable creatures. We can't have that. I think we ought to go and take a look, don't you? Necromancers conjuring foul, uncontrollable creatures? We can't have that. I think we ought to go and take a look, don't you? Near enough. Oh, it's a bit wooden. Now we'll go again. Necromancers conjuring foul, uncontrollable creatures? We can't have that. I think we ought to go and take a look, don't you? Yeah, I'll take that. Good enough for rock and roll, as they say. Very good, May, very good. Yeah, to be fair, when I'm testing Lucien, he does often come out with things that I have absolutely no memory of ever recording. So it does happen when there are 3,000 lines. Joseph, on a scale of 1 to big oof, how terrible is it to hear your own voice over and over again? Because I hate my voice. Yeah, so you get over it. You know, by the time you've recorded 100 lines, you are well used to hearing the sound of your own voice, and you just deal with. You know, yeah, everyone hates their voice when they start out, but it's something you get used to really quickly. So no, I'm fine with it now. So the necromancers lost control of their zombies. How awfully careless. Can't say I'm especially sorry. They did rather dig their own grave. Huh, get it? Sorry. Not quite. There was a car revving in the background. Try it one more time. So the necromancers lost control of their zombies. How awfully careless. Can't say I'm especially sorry. They did rather dig their own grave. Heh, get it? Sorry. Glad you enjoy, Petra. Oh, we didn't export, did we? Yeah. Ooh, Detective Lucien is on the case. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien. Ooh, Detective Lucien's got a handsome face. Really looks like it might rain over here. You all have wonderful voices. Stop dissing yourselves. Right. Gotta wait for the car to stop. I can't help but wonder where these zombies come from. I mean, it's one thing resurrecting a corpse, but plucking the undead out of the air? Weird. Good enough. Thanks, Ghosty. Isn't England like 98% rain? Yeah, kinda. But not in summer. It's kind of been very hot lately, so... We don't have a climate, we just have weather, you see. It's all just sort of random. We might have snow next week, who knows? Right. So... No, not quite, that was a bit cockney. So... Mr. Zombie. Or is it Miss Zombie? Or Ms? Hard to tell, really. Anyway, how are you holding up? Well, yes? Marvellous. Delighted to hear it. Yeah, cockney, Lucien. So, Mr. Zombie. Or is it Miss Zombie? Or Ms? Hard to tell, really. Anyway, how are you holding up? Yes? Marvellous. Delighted to hear it. Not quite cockney, but something. Or we could have suave, Lucien. So, Mr. Zombie. Or is it Miss Zombie? Or Ms? Hard to tell, really. Anyway, how are you holding up? Well, yes? Marvellous. Delighted to hear it. It's just classic Lucien stupidity, really, isn't it? The sort of nonsense I write. When was the last time England got snow? Proper deep snow. We had some snow last year, but it wasn't really proper deep, I don't think. We don't ever really get it properly deep. Bert says, how did you get your mod recognised on Bethesda and Nexus? What do you mean? What do you mean recognised? You just upload it, and then it's there. There isn't really any kind of recognition process. They're certainly not curated or anything. Anyone can put a mod up there. Did we already drag this across? It's so easy to lose track. Yes, we did. But we haven't. Have we exported this? I'm completely forgotten what I'm even doing. Let's play the line. Oh no, we'll check. Did I rename that? But I didn't generate the lip. Right, okay. Oh, I see. It started 0 people seeing it and it somehow grew. Yeah. Nexus is quite good for discoverability because it has the hot files. So, oh, and they're not called that anymore. Can't remember what they're called now. It gets... Whoever gets the mod most downloaded in a short period of time ends up in the hot files, where then more people see it. So sort of the mod comes up and everyone sees it under latest mods, and some people take a punt at clicking on it. And then it detects that, okay, lots of people have clicked on it, click quickly, so it promotes that to more people, and then more people click on it, and it kind of snowballs. And then you drop out of the hot files after a week, and then it's sort of on you to keep promoting the mod yourself, so you tell people about it. And then hopefully more and more people keep downloading it, and you get endorsements, so you slowly climb the rankings, and you end up as a trending mod, and the more people see it. Can't really remember how Lucien climbed. I benefited a lot with Lucien by having interactions with other mods. So by having the fact that Lucien recognises and will talk to an extent Inigo, and at release we had Hoth and Ori, who were already existing popular follower mods, I was able to appeal to their audiences. So people who already had Hoth and hadn't tried Lucien were incentivized to try Lucien because it added more dialogue to Hoth. So that's a benefit. So that was a good way of climbing as well. Bethesda also has a hot file system. Well, not quite. It has a trending rankings, and they showcase sort of mods of the month kind of thing. But I didn't end up in a mod of the month until like 6 months after Lucien came out, or later than that. MXR did a review of Lucien, which was great to have, and so did Bro Duel. So those two provided me with a lot of exposure as well, which was really helpful of them. Hoth is another popular follower mod. It was one of the earlier follower mods for Skyrim, and is often spoken about by articles. News outlets like PC Gamer often talk about Hoth, because to be honest, they haven't kept up to date. No gaming news providers have really kept up to date with modern Skyrim modding. Certainly none of them have ever mentioned Lucien, because Skyrim sort of has become less popular over time, and no one's that... Well, I'm still really interested in reading Skyrim articles, but the gaming press aren't really interested in reporting on Skyrim articles anymore. So whenever you find one of your top 100 follower mod lists, or no, 100 followers, top 100 mod lists or whatever from one of those typical like Eurogamer, PC Gamer, that sort of thing, rock, paper, shotgun, they'll usually only talk about the earliest mods that came out in the first few years of Skyrim. So they will talk about Hoth, because Hoth was one of the earlier follower mods, so it's very often spoken about there. And Inigo, of course. Yeah, Nuna got in touch with me to offer their services for testing, which was really nice of them when I was trying to figure out the backport. And they are now a most wonderful tester. Yes, I do have to go soon. I've only got 5 minutes left, so I'm going to wrap up. I'm sorry, but they have a They have a framework system for talking to each other that I do not have time to get into now. I've only got 5 minutes left, and it's way more complicated than I can possibly explain in that time. But I can talk about it in the future. If you tune into a future stream, I'm happy to tell you about it then. Or otherwise, I do mean to do a video about it sometime, but, you know, it's just having the time to do it. Anyway, I'm going to record this last line of dialogue, because then we're nearly done. Then it's just the shared infos left to do. How many shared infos are there? If I can just quickly record these last 3 lines, I'm done with the whole mod. So I will just push on and quickly do these. Apologies if I ignore you in the chat for the next 5 minutes. Blech. Ugh. Sorry, I'm just trying to communicate with your friend, but they seem to be ignoring me. Rude. Yeah, I hit the mic while I was doing that. I've got to do it again. Blech. Ugh. Sorry, just trying to communicate with your friend, but they seem to be ignoring me. Rude. I'll try one more time. Didn't quite like that take. Oh, sorry, I'll close Discord. Blech. Ugh. Sorry, just trying to communicate with your friend, but they seem to be ignoring me. Rude. There we go. Thanks, Ghosty. Your support is most appreciated. Come on, we can whiz through this in the next 3 minutes. Come on, speed, power. Power on through, Joseph. This is where we make mistakes, but... Oh my word! Looks like we were too late. Best sort these chaps out before they cause any more trouble. Yeah, that'll do. Right, here we go, last one. Phew! No. Phew! That was rather exciting. Awful smell. I wonder what exactly happened here. Should we see if there are any clues? Not quite. Phew! No. Phew! That was rather exciting. Awful smell. I wonder what exactly happened here. Should we see if there are any clues? How was that? Yeah, that'll do. Awesome! So I'll just export that. Let's split up and look for clues. Would you do it for a Scooby snack? Snack. Yes, please. Hello there. My name is Lucien Flavius. Oh, it's clap o'clock. Give me a minute, guys. I'll be right back. Just got to go and clap for the NHS. Break. Where's the break? Right. Back. Hello. Oh, camera's gone all blurry. Come on, focus. Come on, old bean, focus. Bit of light. Will that help? Just track the focus back to my face. It's like when I look without glasses. There we go. That's more like it. Right. So yeah, I think we're done. Did we finish? Bum 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 bum. Yeah, we finished. So there we go. That is the mod done. So the next stage for me now is obviously going to go and have dinner, and then later on I will test this in game and make sure everything works as it should. There'll probably be a few things that don't behave as we should, so I'll then fix those. Then I send it over to the testing team, and when Nuna and co have had a crack at it, made sure everything works as... Oh, of course, Nuna doesn't have Plague of the Dead, so they can't test it. Sorry, pronouns. Right, so they can't test it. But hopefully there's someone in the testing team who has it, so otherwise I will be asking for people on Discord. Anyone who's got Plague of the Dead, I might need volunteers to beta test the patch. But, yeah. And then hopefully I'll be able to release, like, I don't know, maybe early next week or something. I'll let you guys know. And it'll be on both Bethesda.net and the Nexus for you all to download, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks, Hawk! I might well send it to you then. Yeah, I'll probably send you over a file to give it a go, if you don't mind. I'll just test it myself first to make sure everything works. But yeah, this has been really fun. Really enjoyed doing this. So I've shown you from start to finish how I make an interaction patch, which is quite a fun thing to do, I think. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been really fun having you here. Thank you for being so lovely and asking such fun questions and being so supportive of my recording. Oh, sorry, Medusa, yeah. And thank you to those of you who subscribed today and cheered with bits and followed. That was really lovely of you all to do that. Really nice of you to support the stream. For those new people who don't often tune in, if you look underneath this stream, you will see there is a big picture of a book called Lonely Worlds, and it's got my name on the front, and that's my novel that I wrote. And it's on Amazon for 99 cents. So if by any chance you wouldn't mind clicking on it and just having a look at that and considering maybe getting it, you don't have to buy it, but just have a look. I mean, I just really appreciate it if you could have a look at it. That would make me really happy, because I'm really keen to get that out there, get that promoted whenever I can, and try and get some sales of it, because it's really nice as a hobby of mine, writing, and I'd really like to build it up a bit more so I can, you never know, maybe do it more professionally sometime. But yeah, otherwise, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are. Be good to one another, wash your hands, and yeah, I'll see you all again really soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.